scheduled caste would be in the mediator. So maybe that is what he was trying to frame. Not, I don't think he wanted to specify. I didn't want. He didn't mean this one. Then about the stereotypes of communities when we speak about like Muslims, we are all rich like that. I'm talking about the Dalits actually. I'm not an expert in Muslim area, so pardon me. So in Dalits, for example, they say Dalits are this and that. That is all created by whom? Not the laborers who are working on the streets, no. And then who? Academicians. The centers where you protest, the academicians theorize anti-Dalit statements and anti-Dalit books, and we have to attack that academics. And the media is everything which comes later, but academics is one of the crucial part of this movement actually. So we have to pay much attention for this students movement. So yeah, one thing is now, apart from that, if I come back to my talk, I would like to say that two different things which I often come across when I'm speaking about Dalit movement. One is about, they say it's an identity movement, Dalit movement. So I just want to touch upon what is identity movement, and I just leave the floor open for that later. So identity movement, if we take, they refer to Dalit organizations, like Dalit organizations they refer, and Muslims organization in recent times, and Adivasi organizations, they are not there in the campus. And sorry, none of them have spoken about that. It will take some lot of time for them to organize themselves. That is identity movement. And then non-identity movement, if you take SFI, ABVP, Congress, ISA, everybody, or non-identity movement. So let us not get into whether the religious movement or not. I am talking about identity movement. So one is an identity movement and non-identity movement. Non-identity movement, you can say ISA, left. Left, all organizations for me are equal. So they are all one non-identity, and then is identity movement. So what is this identity movement they talk about? Actually, Dalit movement is not an identity movement. That is what I want to argue here. There has been everywhere, even in meetings. I think last meeting somewhere in Delhi, one of the CPM spokesperson did talk about identity movement, and CPM has a trend historically talking against identity movement, literally targeting against Dalits. So what is this identity movement? Before that, what is Dalit movement actually? Dalit is not a scheduled caste category. So this is one thing which I want to highlight here. And in recent times, Dalits have been arguing, Dalit intellectuals started writing and theorizing what is Dalit movement. See, Dalit is a category of talking about equality, egalitarian principles. So what is social justice? So this comes in the, between 1960s onwards, when there is atrocities after the Green Revolution. So many changes are happening in India. So, in that changes, many of the caste Hindus, not upper caste, please keep in mind. So this caste Hindus, what they do is they started attacking Dalits. So because Dalits also coming out of that stigma of caste about that rule based. Sorry. How much time I have? How much time gone? 5 minutes. Okay. So yeah. So in that moment, there was a lot of atrocities are happening, and in that atrocity, many Dalit movement, that time Naxal movement and all the radical movements were there. Dalits were part of that, and they were very dejected because those movements did not speak on caste, because the caste violence where Reddis were attacking Dalits, and so they were saying that this is happening across India. So why caste is not being addressed? So they were looking into the class aspect. So in that point, all the Dalits are coming onto the ground, onto the public platforms like public roads, and they're occupying that space and arguing that this is arguing for social justice under the category called Dalit. So if you go to the DPI manifesto of Dalit Panthers of India, which radicalized the term of Dalit, never refers scheduled caste. It also refers various other movements, women and oppressed, suppressed, working class, everybody are there part of this Dalit. So what happens in 1960s onwards, many of the 1960s, 1970s, 80s, that period, many of the Dalit radicals who were like Gaddar and many people coming out of the left movement and arguing that we are not respected there. K.G. Satyamurthy, you might know, K.G. Satyamurthy was one of the founding members of People's War. He also said that I think something like the left has been dead and only the corpse is there. Somebody has to go and carry it. That's a statement he gave when he came out of the left radical organizations. So at this point of time, the Dalit category of Dalits are mobilizing under the category of Dalit identity. And here, many of the Dalits who were in the left are also joining with that category of Dalit. So that is how the Dalit identity being popularized. So left started identifying not Dalit. They started very ruthless, this caste is Brahmins actually. they ruthlessly targeted and in their own shrewd way, reduced the Dalit category into a scheduled caste category. That is the point. So 1990s onwards, after this Mandal and various other point, this Dalit category was talking about equality, social justice. So what is happening is, within the scheduled caste category, who are members of this Dalit movement, because many people didn't join the movement. When you go with an identity, for example, a Muslim starts an organization, if you're a Badarlok, if you're a caste Hindu, many people will come and join. Why? Even I will go and join. But if a Dalit starts an organization, Dalits don't join. Muslim starts an organization, I don't know how about Muslims, at least Adivasi becomes a leader, nobody goes after Adivasi. So you need always a fairer, at least in the South India, a fairer skin and a caste Hindu, men or women fair skin, and a caste Hindu to be a leader, then all the slaves like me will go with that mentality which we are there. So what happened is, in the Dalit movement, when it was so uprising, when it was coming outwardly, in 1990s onwards, there are different scheduled castes talking about why you are not talking about the discrimination which you are also imbibing on us. So like I don't know whether you are aware of this, so that Malas and Madhya conflict, Chakliar and Parayar conflict, and Chamar and Mahar conflict. These all conflicts are coming. These all conflicts were problematizing the category of Dalit itself. This is what you should remember. It's a very important point. The point is, they were problematizing the category of Dalit, arguing that even though you be a Dalit identity, you fight for the oppressed, does not mean that you are not oppressor. So this is what Madhyas were arguing. This is what Mangs were arguing, Valmikis were arguing. Even now they argue. They say that Chammas, like Mayavadi's party, does not include us. What they're trying to say is, you might be a Dalit, you can speak about Dalit and you egalitarian principle, but why are you not speaking about you being oppressing others? So the same principle what you are speaking about the caste Hindus are not being looked into your own position. So what is that was questioning is, Madhya's movement and the Valmiki movement were literally questioning the position everyone was standing, stating that your own position itself, it will be a problematic stand. Therefore, it is not to say that you are the authoritative of some voice. But the left movement, what they did, they started catching hold of this Madhya's movement, what they did in the HCU, okay? And I don't know how about the JNU, but at least in other places in Tamil Nadu, this, what the left did is, they reduced these all conflicts into an identity movement. They said, Madhyas are fighting and Chaklias are fighting. The Chaklias are scavenging community in Tamil Nadu. They are protesting. Therefore, they are an identity movement based on their caste. Now you want to tell me, where is the caste there? The scavengers are protesting for the working class, for their working problem. Their reservation they are fighting for. Their work price they are fighting for. CPM should have taken this. Left should have taken this forward. They have never taken that forward. So what they reduced this into a subclass movement. And Dalit intellectuals, what they did, academicians also shrewdly, what he was referring to, the first speaker, the Dalit in his own context, in my context I would say, Dalit intellectuals, what they did is, they also followed the language of the left. See, actually, that is what the chairperson of this, the moderator of this conference said, Dalit camera is an alternative camera. Dalit camera is not an alternative camera. Alternative camera is survives because of something. We are not alternative camera. We are our own camera. We are like on NDTV. We are like on Times Now. You could say that. So we are also that slave mentality. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'll be talking about discrimination. I'll be talking about oppression, different kinds of pain. But I also might be an oppressor in my women, in my family life. So that is, I should also remember that. So that is one point I want to say. The other point is about JNU. Why are you taking about this JNU as if this is the only campus in this whole country? What they have done, I can't even understand. They can't even conduct a beef festival in Hyderabad, in shamelessly in Delhi University, and they're talking about progressiveness. And they're talking about pork and beef. You come to Hyderabad, we'll show what is Dalit politics and Muslim politics are there. You know, we challenge this BJP challenged us. You come, Dalits said that you come to OU. Till date, you remember this, till date not a single BJP leader or KCR entered Usmania University. That's a state university, no support of your NDTV, no support of your Arnab Goswami, whom you all hate, but you all follow him. You ask everybody, who hates left, who does not hate left. Everybody will say Arnab Goswami is very bad. But ask them about Dalit camera or any Muslim channel, they'll say, no, we don't know. Then how do you know Dalit camera? How do you know Arnab Goswami? We follow him. So you hate or hate, that is all caste is. So one thing I'll just point out here. See, that is very interesting. I've been looking for some time how this all Tamil movies, I'll just give you Tamil movies in context. You can put it in your own framework also, because all we are Indians have caste. So all famous village movies, Indian movies, I was watching. I was thinking for a long time, maybe a decade. I was trying to find out how this casteist movie, like one feudal lord sitting there and ruling the entire village, becomes so popular that even the slaves, like all the Dalit scheduled caste communities, also accept that movie and popularize it. I have been thinking, I have been looking into many literatures on caste and movie. I couldn't get it. Interestingly, I recently, somewhere I got some idea. So I'll just tell you this, you just frame it this. See, in all these caste Hindu movies, you will have one caste, okay? Like let us keep Bhadralok, okay? The hero Bhadralok, then villain Bhadralok. You know Bhadralok, right? You should know. They rule us actually, you should know that. Okay, Brahmins maybe I'll say, that's an old term, they have different colors. So there is one Brahmin, good Brahmin is there, bad Brahmin is there. Villagers are there. This is the movie, okay? So then the hero Brahmin and the villain Brahmin. Your camera would be fixed in the hero's Brahmin house. So the hero Brahmin, the director will try to screenplay, everything will try to say how good this house is, how beautiful their women are, how beautiful their societies are, everything. Then there is a bad Brahmin. So the audience here will have to choose between the good Brahmin or the bad Brahmin. So what will you say for a villager who's sitting on the ground? He will say, yeah, this good Brahmin is better than this bad Brahmin. Then where is his stand there? A scavenger is there, a sweeper is there in that village. What is his role in the movie? No at all. So they will show the camera here, they show. And they'll take some of your casts into a comedy will be there, some slang would be there like that. So this is how movie industries are there, and none of them have focused on it. And one more interesting about your progress of JNU, I might forget it. See, actually, JNU is a very progressive campus. That is true, you all have to agree that. Because from my heart, I would say. So, the sweepers there are scavengers, okay? JNU, sweepers or scavengers of Valmiki community. There are leather workers there who are shoemakers or chamars. Chamars, okay? You know, chamars are leather workers traditionally. They sit there in JNU, they stitch slippers. Night, they put the garbage, okay? All these students do their garbage and put there in the hostel. Early morning before they rise for their revolutionary activity, scavengers should come, clean. Swachha Bharat is there, right? These scavengers will come, they will clean and go. And these guys will go next day and say, radical campus. What the hell you are talking, man? Your Brahmins are teaching there, your scavenger is cleaning there, your sweepers are sweeping there, your leather workers are the same. Then what is the radicalism you're talking about? And the identity movement, one more thing I want to say about this left. See, they're against some of my friends and my students' activism. They were from Kerala. So they say that we don't like this Muslim organizations. They are Muslims actually. So I was trying to understand how. And one of my friends said from, I think Sadiq explained. So you see this SFI does not agree with your all identities. Like beard, like cap if you wear, no, you're not. And Dalit also. If you're a political Dalit, they don't accept you. If you're a Chamcha Dalit, they'll accept you, a radical person. So what they do is, they don't accept these all identities. Like if you are a SFI Muslim student, in my generation, okay, I don't know how it has changed, that's what, pardon me, something you might be radically accommodating identity politics. So that is why Lal Salam and Jai Bhim. I don't know where this Lal Salam comes and where this Jai Bhim come. Jai Bhim is totally opposite to your Lal Salam of Indian left. So that is what identity movement is. Lal Salam, if your own philosophy of Marxism and various other revolutionary philosophers do not accommodate, and the Indian Brahmins, if they don't accommodate Dalit emancipation in it, then that is why Dalits came out with a separate organization. So your solution should not be accommodating Jai Bhim. No, that is shrewd way. You should accommodate your own Lal Salam and make it more Jai Bhim for us. So that is why Dalit organization, I thank God, even he also did not say Lal Salam. I hate this Lal Salam these days, especially Indian lefts if they call. So what they did is, Prakash Karat, Brinda Karat, everybody is there. But they don't fight against the caste. No organizations in India, whether they have a thread or not thread, we have to go and check actually. Like an RSS, like for example in Kerala, you find people say that BJP has a good vote bank. But I'm so wondering why Mayavadi cannot have a vote bank, why Muslim organization cannot have a vote bank. The simple reason is, your own Kerala state and your own Bengal state has Durga Puja and Onam. Is it a cultural festival? It's a completely religious festival, and you make that as a national festival. For you, every Hinduism is all about cultural activity, and every other things are not cultural activity, so that you secularize Hinduism itself. So left has progressively, they've secularized this identity of Hinduism. Therefore, it is very easy for BJP to come into power. So one more incident I just want to refer about this Shoot Left campus and the activism. Somebody was referring to about tolerance debate. See, actually, what tolerance they're talking about? Okay, I'll give one incident. In Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, I'm not a teacher there. They won't give me a job. I'm just a fellow there. Unfortunately, they gave me, thinking that I will abuse Dalits. So, Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, we gave a letter. We said that BJP is trying to, BJP is organized and declared, few minutes I'll take. 125, BJP said that 125th anniversary will celebrate on Ambedkar. On behalf of that, we will have a conferences across India, academic activities. I don't know whether JNU had this. Every university had some fund to use it for Ambedkar's intellectual thought. No campuses in India, as far as my knowledge concerns, they have used this money to debate Ambedkar. They don't want to read Ambedkar. Therefore, we told the committee, society, that's a body which governs the Indian Institute of Advanced Study. So we forcefully told them, see, BJP is organizing, Dalit movement is coming up. There is various other organizations are saying that Dalit movement is a identity movement, and various other discussions are there on Ambedkar. So why don't we discuss Ambedkar? So as an advanced study, let us debate and discuss Ambedkar. They discuss about Manusmriti, they discuss about Mahabharata, they discuss about everything, not Ambedkar. Gandhi, they will die without Gandhi. So we said, so that they agreed. They said, okay, for 3 consecutive years, we'll make a program, we will have a workshop on Ambedkar. Then I went to the institute, then I thought society, 20 people sitting and agreeing is something great. So I was thinking that, okay, the country is changing, I thought. Then I went home, and it was a vacation period. Then I went back. In between what they did is some of the important people didn't want to take their positions. So they called some urgent meeting. Before the minutes comes out, they say, we will not organize. Yeah, but your Sachidanand also was there, your Malayali intellectual. I will measure him, because your radicalism is that much it is there. So they said, we will not debate about Ambedkar, because Golwalkar will come into the picture. That was mind-blowing advice they gave. They said, and advanced studies giving a reply, you see, they said, we will not debate Ambedkar because we will, some BJP will come next time and they will ask to debate Golwalkar. Then they said, so we'll discuss on caste. Okay, this is one advanced study. You should remember this, advanced study. This is the topmost institute in India. You should know this. Then HP University. Hey, I'll take 2 more minutes. In HP University, one example I'm giving, in HP, that is Himachal Pradesh University, their SFI students are very strong. SFI and ABVP are not different at all. Don't take it otherwise. They are no difference at all. Only the flag is different. They are all power-mongering people. Okay, that we should keep in mind. What do they discuss? They discuss about a classroom. They discuss about identity. Do they discuss anything about society? No, nothing. Muslims discuss about that HP University. So Dalits on Rohit Vemula's movement, they wanted to organize Ambedkar movement there, Ambedkar Jayanti. They put a Ambedkar picture. Dalits go to the students who put the picture and asking, why are you bringing Ambedkar? We are not a problem here. There is no problem of caste here. Why are you bringing him? So the very pathetic situation here, what I'm trying to say is, the left has reduced Ambedkar to caste. That is successfully they have done it. So the bachelor students of HP saying that Ambedkar to caste, and your Sachidanand and your big people sitting in advanced studies saying Ambedkar to caste, what is the difference? There is no difference at all. So what they have done is, they have done this. Then that is one of the issues. The other issue is, I stopped here, I forgot. So overall I would like to say that there is this identity movement, there is non-identity movement. This identity movement is something which Dalit movement is not an identity movement. Identity movements are about the created idea of identity movements is that you are particular caste and you are a member of that. No, Dalit movement was not that. Dalit movement was talking about equality, social justice and egalitarian principles. And later part that came into the structure of subclass movement. And the subcaste movements, there is not subcaste, there is a different Dalit caste. So this different Dalit caste questioned the democratic principle. So Dalit intellectuals were not ready to accept that principle because they were also biased. Therefore, the even students movement like ASA or even I don't know about the JNU movement, there are different communities within the scheduled caste say that other castes are not looking into our equality principle. So I think these are the problems within the Dalit movement, not identity movement. So I rest my case here. Thank you.